Secrets. Bases. Secret bases? That's right. I'm going to be showing you 20 of the most hidden base building locations from early to late game. So, starting off at number 1, this one's pretty easy. We have the Cafeteria back room. It's in the very beginning of the game, and you've definitely seen this fan blade crawling through the vents at the start of the game. But did you know, if you go here at nighttime when the power cuts out, the fan blade stops and you can safely go through it? I just wanted to put this in there that if any of you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing so I can continue to make cool guides like this for all of you. Now once you're in here from the vent, you can open up the front door for easy access. This green pipe in the back is a fast travel location you can activate later in the game. Now this is quite the spacious room. It's got all these industrial shelves you can put whatever you want on. And it's got this closet in the back with a door. For all these rooms, I'm going to be making a little base so you can see what it looks like if you fully furnish these areas out. As you can see with this room especially, it's a great place to make a base. You can separate things into all these different rooms and stations, you know, dedicate certain corners of it for different tasks and, moods. And with this base especially, tons of room. Like, you shouldn't really run out of room here ever, if you know how to place things efficiently. Number 2, the office's 3rd floor balcony. This is a place everyone will get to at some point, and all you have to do is to craft a ramp to be able to get up there. Now this base location's pretty cramped, but you can fit all the crafting stations you need in there with a little creativity. I like this place especially because it really feels like an apartment building, like up high. Especially with that balcony outside. Now here you can see what it looks like if you spruce it up a bit. You got that Christmas light action hanging off the balcony, just like you'd see in anyone's apartment building around Christmas. You got your NPCs coming over for a house party. And you can make it pretty cozy if you put all this stuff in there. Not bad. Number 3, the offices underneath the boss's room. If you break this window in the boss's room, it'll let you access this catwalk. It's got this red ladder that goes right down, and you'll find this maintenance tunnel, little maintenance tunnel room in this pipe here. It's got a pretty industrial vibe, you know, a little danger looking at the grate in the abyss down below. It's got this creepy pipe tunnel that'll lead you to nowhere really useful. Once you cover this place up with some rugs, so it's a little less scary looking down into the bottomless pit, and it's got some cool different elevated spots, so you can make a pretty interesting base here, and it feels very hidden down here, very safe and secure, so this one's not bad really. Number 4, the Flathill Schoolhouse room. This one's pretty out of the way and hidden, but there is a clue here that there's a secret room. There'll be a composer here just staring at the wall, and you'll need to build a jump pad or a ramp to get into here. Once you hop the fence, you can go back and open up the gate so you can go in normally next time. And this area is completely safe from composers, so you can chill in here pretty well. This is a very cozy, very hidden room. I like it a lot. You can get the beanbag chair, which is awesome, and there's this town street rug, that classic rug that we all know and love. Once you spruce this place up, it's really nice. It's got a real normal house type feel. You can get your barbecue out in the front yard. You can put your shelves on the wall, put your trophies up. It really feels like a nice, normal house in this scientific wasteland. And including the front yard, there's really enough room for most things you would need. It's not a giant warehouse, but, you know, it's a very nice cozy room, and if you want a base in Flathill, this is definitely the place. Number 5, there's a secret room on top of the blacksmith. You wouldn't believe it. Pretty much just go to the right, climb up this ladder, and there's a catwalk with a power supply, and there's also a pretty decently sized room inside with a power supply. You will need a level 2 clearance hacker to get in here. Now you got some real decent space in here. It's pretty dark, so you want to put up some wall torches or lamps, things like that. And what's nice about this place is it's in the smack dab heart of the Manufacturing West area, so you'll be ready to set off for any adventure. Another plus about setting up shop here is that you get a cool roommate, that blacksmith downstairs, to keep you company. And here's what it looks like with some furnishings. Not too shabby, not too shabby. It's got a cool L-shaped design. You also get that power plug outside to build on the catwalk if you want to. You could set up some barricades to defend yourself against the soldiers. And there's this like back entrance too. You can open up the vent and you'll be able to enter and exit from there too if you want to. I don't know why you would want to, but it is there for your creativity. Number 6, Manufacturing West underneath the pipe. And if you've ever been to this area, you know this area. This is the area with the sniper. The sniper whose parents were an eagle. And he will shoot you from across the universe. So you can build your way down here. You can break your leg and fall your way down here. But I'm using the jetpack for this, but there are other ways to get down here. So this is a pretty cramped area. It really reminds me of like a loft or like a storage container house, if you've ever seen a video of someone making a house in one of these things. Not the worst vibe. I like the upstairs. I like that you can see the downstairs from the upstairs. The second floor makes for a pretty cool bedroom type area. And there's even a cramped third floor with another entrance and exit up here. You're definitely going to want to set up some lights here because it's pretty dank and dark. But, you know, you can make it look homey. You can make it cozy. You can invite your friends over to make it even more cramped. The 3 floors does give it a lot of uniqueness, and you can fit a lot of stuff in here if you utilize all 3 floors. You also get the front area outside. It's a pretty bumpy terrain, but you can put some stuff there. Not the worst area, and it's definitely very hidden. Number 7, the Maze Mine Grotto, as I like to call it. Now, if you've been to Manufacturing West, you've seen the mines. Now, you're going to be neighbors with a bunch of scary invisible crystal men that do not like you one bit. But if you venture the mines and find the right area, there is a hidden cave entrance. And that entrance will lead you to definitely one of the most unique base locations on the list. It's quite beautiful, prime real estate. You get all these glowing mushrooms all over the place. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, amazing, purple water. What more could you ask for? Now you can definitely pull off a really cool asymmetric base design here with all these different platforms around the circle pool. And if you go into the pool, there's a portal that will lead you to a nice balcony up top. And there's also another exit up top there too. And you can get some crazy Assassin's Creed jumping action from up here. Very fun, very cool. Now any base like this with a pool or a water source is a great option to use these bridges and platform type deployable items. Now this location's a great place to really showcase your creativity. You know, you can come up with a lot of unique base build ideas here. Once you get access to portal technology too, having a lot of different outposts and base becomes, you know, pretty simple to traverse between them. That's definitely a bonus. This little ridge up here is a great spot to dedicate a certain type of crafting station to. Like I made this my cooking station. Definitely one of my favorite locations. Very unique. Very pretty. Number 8 is in the train tunnel. There's another apartment style balcony here. This one is actually very easy to miss. So once you leave Manufacturing West and start heading towards the labs, you'll pass by this for sure. You can only miss it if you're not looking up. And you'll need 2 jump pads to get up there if you don't have a jetpack. Now this area is pretty cramped. I mean, It's around the same size as the other apartment style one and the offices, but it's got this weird shape. Can make it a bit of a struggle to build in. And here's what it looks like spruced up. Now, if you have access to a plant rope, you're gonna need this for the space, because using those jump heads every time is kind of annoying. Now, like the other location, this does give off great apartment vibes. And these divots in the vents are amazing places to put armor stands. You know, it kind of has that Tony Stark vibe, Iron Man vibe. You know, put your armors up there, illuminate them all nice. And you know, it's not as cramped as you think it'd be. It's a pretty nice spot, and it's very secure up there. Very hidden too. Number 9, the Hydroplant off the edge room. That's what we're calling it. Oh, the Hydroplant. What can I say? It's a crazy, psychotic war zone. You got machines fighting ghouls. You got ghouls fighting men. Men fighting ghouls and machines. Now this room is nice. It is square, it is big, there's a security crate, and you saw how I got there, nothing's following you in here. Now if you don't have a jetpack, you'll just need to drop in from over that fence. You'll get here no problem. Guess what? Your boy discovered the jack-o'-lanterns, so we're making this one a Halloween theme. It's not too early for Halloween in September, everybody. Don't let anyone tell you different. Now this is a choice room, very big. I mean, you can put any fancy table in here you want, you'll have enough room. You might even have enough room for 2 fancy tables. I mean, that's pretty crazy, but hey, it's your life. Any kind of gear you want, you can fit in here. You know, unless you're putting 100 large crates in here, you can fit anything you want. Very nice, very comfy. It's got lights in the ceiling. Amazing. Don't think we're leaving the Hydroplant yet, because we still got one more. Now, you're gonna have to go through a straight battlefield to get here. There are killer robots, there are killer zombies, there are killer secret agents. I took out all these guys before I got here, though, so the video wouldn't be too crazy. Now, you go down some stairs, and this area here you can build in. Great square location, but it's actually not the location for this video. Past this zombie room, you go downstairs, open this door, and you'll get in this nasty sewer pipe with some radioactive waste. It wouldn't be home without it. Now you're just gonna run past that and pretend like your body didn't take any radiation damage, and you'll be met with this nice rectangular room. Very nice. Anything you want can go in here. You got enough space. You got this nice window with the power plant's waterfall in the background. Now let's see how it looks when you put a homey touch on things. Very nice. You're just gonna have to ignore the battlefield sounds in the background. It's just how the neighborhood is. We want to keep property values low in the Hydroplant. You know, wouldn't want our rent to get too high. So you can imagine what you can do with this rectangular space. I mean, the sky's the limit with rectangles, as I always say. My favorite thing about this is that Hydroplant waterfall. Number 11 is the famous Power Services Mushroom Tops. Now this is just a gorgeous area, one of the prettiest in the entire game. This isn't the hardest place to find. I mean, pretty much anywhere on these mushroom tops, there's a lot of outlets where you can build a base. I like this area around here, around the portal to the alien village. I mean, look at all this natural illumination and light. It's truly beautiful. And you get some bonuses like neighbors that are bees. If you've ever wanted bee neighbors, you know, don't make them mad. Any outdoorsy area like this, I like to use barricades to kind of make my own walls. You can also use office cubicles. You know, there are a lot of enemies around here, so you don't want them just wandering in your base if they respawn close by. But you definitely get some immaculate vibes in this area thanks to those mushrooms. Number 12, the Power Services Spillway Room. Now this is one of the biggest secret locations on the entire list, and it's going to be amazing for a long-term base. The only downside is it's pretty tedious to get to. You gotta do a couple steps to get up here. But You can put a portal here once you get access to that technology, and it'll be a lot less of a headache. The way you get there is pretty fun and novel. Go down a water slide. I mean, a base with a water slide, what's cooler than that? Literally nothing in the entire world. This is a very unique 2-floored base. You got these cutouts in the middle so you can see down below, see your basement floor. You've got the ambiance of a straight up water park with those pipes rushing water all the time. In the basement is this beautiful pond area with glowing mushrooms and lily pads. I mean, there's nothing quite like it. And this area has space on space on space. I mean, anything you want you can fit in here. I don't know if there's another base area that's like an enclosed room that is as spacious as this is. And like I said, you got that great water park, Zora's Domain vibe here. You know, this is definitely like an evil villains type grimy sewer lair. This sewer pond down here is also an excellent place to fish, and an unlimited water source as long as you purify it. Number 13, the Village Den Dako Yeer. That is a mouthful, behind the Waterfall room. This one's pretty hard to miss. You just jump to the bottom of the waterfall where you spawn from, and it's that classic secret behind the waterfall. Gotta have it in any game. If your game has a waterfall and there's no secret room behind it, you're crazy. That's all I gotta say about that. If you decide to make a base here, it's automatically like 50% cooler just because it's behind a waterfall. I mean, come on. Now, one big downside about building a base here is there's this loud, annoying portal in the back, and it will drive you crazy. And there's also some, like, rat's nest alien thing here. You know, you're gonna have roaches in this base if you live here, and that's just gonna be something you gotta like or hate. Now, there's a lot of room in here, which is good. Some of the terrain's uneven, which can be annoying, but you can make do. Number 14, the Cloud Reactor Watchtower. Now, if you thought the Hydroplant was a war zone, it's gonna seem like heaven compared to this absolutely foul, decrepit, you know, pit of evil. You got sniper rifle missile robots like this guy over here. You know, they'll shoot you from a mile away. You gotta be straight crazy to live here, but sometimes crazy we are. And once you're up here, the robot shouldn't be able to spot you. And, you know, it's as out of the way as you can get in this area from enemies. It's against the wall. And, you know, it makes a cool little military outpost style base. A unique plus is that giant water tank there. You fill that thing up and drink for days. Now, a huge plus about this area is that you can use it as a sniper's nest to pick off those crazy murderous robots. And just ignore that Discord sound. That was the robot trying to trick me. Number 15, the Canaan Windmill. Now, if there was ever a neighborhood in this game where you do not belong, it is this place. The people who live here do not want you here, and they will let you know. That being said, once you take over this old man's windmill, you'll be high enough and out of the way enough that, you know, whatever they gotta say, it won't matter. This is another one of those locations that really feels homey, like you're in an actual house. Like, you get to live in a windmill here. What's cooler than that? This is another base that you're gonna really want a plant rope to get up and down here swiftly. And once you start building here, it's a pretty good idea to put down those bridges over the gaps in the floor so you get access to some more building space. And I mean, if you're building a base here, you better be putting some jack-o'-lanterns down, because this is one of the most Halloween locations in the game. You're gonna get some impeccable heavenly vibes if you put some down in here. Number 16, the Mycofields Cliffside base. Now, this is a pretty area, very unique, very orange. Makes me want to drink orange juice. With that said, also a very dangerous area, very hot. There's lava. You need a lot of fire protection armor, ice cream, or a suit to live here. Now you can build right up on this ridge. There is a power source unit, there are bee neighbors, there are roach neighbors, there are even enemy neighbors, crazy aliens. If you're building here, you're definitely going to want to put up some barricades. It's pretty weird building here because of the uneven terrain, but if you fiddle around with it enough, you can pull it off. And, you know, it's got interesting vibes. It's unique. It's orange. You know, the roach neighbors will talk to you. Number 17, the Night Realm Terrace. Now, the Night Realm is one of my favorite places in the whole game because it's very autumn themed. Autumn's definitely my favorite season. And you get all these falling leaves everywhere. A very nice vibe up here. It also reminds me of Elden Ring a lot in this area, just because of all the trees. This place is a little hard to find, but it shouldn't be too hard if you follow my footsteps. And here it is. You got a power source up there. You know, you can lead it all the way around through this terrace area. And this is a very unique, you know, crescent-shaped building location. And I mean, just look at that view. You can't beat that. It's literally the Erd Tree from Elden Ring. It's quite breathtaking. Now, you get a lot of nature vibes with this area. A lot of wide open air. You know, feel the wind in your hair. Feel one with nature. Very nice. Like the Mycofields, also very orange, but toned down with that contrasting black. And you can make a pretty good vibes base out here. Let's give it up for number 18, the Voussoir Top Office Room. I did not have to look that up on Google to know how to pronounce it. Now, this is a hard place to get to just because it's so dangerous and so densely packed with every military careerman. Both sides of the Mississippi is making their home on this place. Now, I like this T-shaped office room with the carpeted flooring. You get a ton of room here, which is really nice, and you get a beautiful view out the windows of those snow-capped mountains, which is very good. You'll just have to ignore the shouting of the soldiers. You want to build a lot of heaters in this area to stay alive and comfortable, but they're pretty cool because they give off some nice orange glow, very nice vibes. You know, I love my space heater in real life. Very cool. And you got enough room for anything you want in here. Put a giant table, put your painting collection. You know, just make sure you clear out the neighbors first, or they'll bother you till the cows come home. Number 19 is in the same place, the Voussoir Downhill Loft, as I am calling it. So this area has the highest density amount of those shield soldiers in the entire world, and they are hard to kill, so have fun with that. You'll definitely need to clear them all out before you mess around in this area. Now, it's pretty roomy in here, and a great benefit is you get a charging station for free. I mean, where else can you get that, am I right? And there's also a light switch where you can turn the built-in lights off, which is pretty fun. You get this really tall ladder, and you get this nice loft, like some of the other places we've seen. Great place to put a bed. You can see through the floor to your first floor. You know, you really got some loud neighbors, as you can hear, but, you know, that's part of the charm of this area. Now, if you have access to turret technology, you're definitely going to want to put some of those outside, because this is a dangerous place to live. But as you can see, you got enough room for anything you want here. Pop a few more of those heaters, you'll be good to go. You know, if you fill up the first floor, the second floor has just as much room. And there's even that little balcony outside, but it's a little dangerous. Last but not least, for number 20, we have the Shadowgate Campsite. Now, there is not a single more Halloween vibes base location on this entire list. I mean, you got that spooky, ethereal purple campfire crackling in the background. You got the moss all over this witch's hut. It is just a very vibey place to make a base in. It's pretty cramped on the inside, but you can build all around the outside, and you shouldn't have too much trouble. You're definitely going to want to kit this place out with jack-o'-lanterns, spooky paintings, the works. This is a great base to have in Halloween or autumn. And yeah, you can see for yourself. It kind of puts in the work for you. So we're at the end of the list. I'm glad you guys watched until this point. And if you want to subscribe for more, that would mean a lot to me. That would really give me the motivation to make more guides like this. And with that, Tutorial Bird will return.